What's going on, everybody? Tyler here, super excited about this video today. I have the Eflite Viper 70mm EDF jet from Horizon Hobby. This is the first jet I've ever owned and I'm so excited. We are going to unbox it. We're gonna see what's inside. I'm gonna go step by step through the process of getting this built and put together, and then we'll also get it set up on my transmitter. This is the bind and fly version, which means it has the receiver already inside the airplane. It has the AS3X safe technology, so you can set this thing up with that safe activated and it'll limit your pitch and bank angles. Really be safe when you're flying this airplane if you're unsure. So without further ado, let's open this thing up, see what we have inside, and get her built. All right guys, let's get this thing opened. I'm gonna use a kitchen knife. Be safe at home. Make sure you're safe cutting this tape on the back. There's only 2 spots. We'll pull off the top cover here. Set that aside. All right, now we're inside the box. So right off the bat, the beautiful one-piece wing. I love this paint scheme. This thing is so cool. It's got retractable landing gear. All your servos and everything are pre-installed. Wires are run. You have flaps and your ailerons. So let's get that open. Look at that. That thing is awesome. Nice one-piece wing with your flaps. I love the little wing tips. Pretty awesome. Take a look at that. Got the awesome paint scheme. Man, that's super cool. I'm gonna set this aside. Next, looks like our horizontal stabilizer, our elevator. It's pretty simple there. Next, this is awesome. Look at that canopy. Look at that thing. Got the guy inside. It's got a pretty awesome looking little cockpit in there. I'm not sure if you can see that, but pretty awesome canopy there. All right. Vertical stabilizer, got that rudder. The fuselage. That's it, guys. That's all that's in there. The fuselage, got the nice air intakes there. You can see that awesome 70mm EDF down in there. Pretty awesome. Again, cool paint scheme on the bottom. So that's it. That's all that comes in the box, guys. So let's get it put together. So I have the instruction manual here. It's a pretty thick little manual. Make sure, yep, got all of our pieces. It's got the box contents, table of contents. So let's get right into building this bad boy. So the only hardware it comes with is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, several screws. So step number 1 is connecting the horizontal tail assembly. First things first, you're going to connect your servo wires to the elevator tabs, making sure you have the correct color alignment on the wires. You're going to place this down, making sure no wires are pinched, and connect these wires. Next thing you need to do is make sure to push the wires back into the fuselage so they're out of the way. Next, you're going to place 2 of the provided screws into the back 2 holes on the horizontal surface. Just make sure that you do not over tighten these. The next step in the process is connecting your vertical tail section. First things first, connect the remaining wire labeled rudder to the connection on the surface. Again, making note of the colors, making sure you match them up on the connection for proper polarity. And then what you need to do is, again, tuck that cable. I'm going to pull it from the front of the fuselage to help, just so you don't have any smushed connections. And then you're just going to take your surface and place it directly on top of the horizontal surface. You're going to take 3 screws and you're going to place them here and here. And these are all tightened with an Allen key. Again, make sure you do not over tighten them. You want them tight enough that they're not going to come off, but not too tight that you strip out the connection and then you're in trouble. Alright, so in this step we're going to connect the wing to the main fuselage of the airplane. What you need to do is find all your leads here. What you're going to do is you're going to place them into this little square hole and feed them up through the main part of the fuselage. Alright guys, I messed up and lost the next footage. Just take the remaining 6 screws and secure the wing once you make your connections with the wires. Alright guys, got that wing on, got everything connected. Man, this was such an easy and quick build. 3 easy steps to get this thing ready to go. I think it took me less time than it's going to take for me to charge these batteries to fly this thing. Speaking of batteries, this thing runs off of a 6S 3200 milliamp battery. I have 2 of them from Eflite, which is the recommended battery for this airplane. I'm super excited. I got to get those thrown on the charger so we can get this thing in the air. I want to show you the finished product with the canopy on. It's got the tongue and groove and a clip at the back. So let's get that on there. There we go. It is finished, guys. Look at how beautiful this thing is. It just looks so good. Looking, staring right down the nose. Okay, let's get this thing set up on the transmitter in all programs so we can get it up and fly it. Alright guys, now that we have the airplane fully assembled, I'm going to bind it to my DX6 transmitter. So the first things first, we're going to set up the transmitter with a new model. Alright guys, so I'm going to run through the transmitter setup. I'm going to do it here on my DX6. So first things first, we're going to turn it on. Okay. And I'm going to go into System Setup, Model Select, Add New Model. We're going to go Create. Go to Model Type, make sure it's on Airplane. Get it flipped to Reset. Model Name. So we are going to go in here real quick and just name this Viper. Oops. Obviously you can name this whatever you would like, but Viper makes sense. We're going to click back, we're going to go to Aircraft Type, oops, and we're going to make this 1 aileron and 1 flap. Okay, and we're going to go back. We're going to go back here to this menu, and we will go Servo Setup, scroll over to Travel, and we're going to go to Reverse. We're going to reverse our gear. We're going to go back. Now we're going to set up our flaps. So for our flap system, we're going to come over here to this switch, and I'm just going to rock the switch for my flaps, which is switch D. Alright guys, so after I recorded this, I went online and looked at the online version of the manual and noticed a discrepancy for the flaps. In my physical manual, it shows position 0, 100% flaps, position 1, 0% flaps, position 2, negative 100% flaps with the speed at 2.0. The manual online on Horizon Hobby's website shows negative 100 for position 0, negative 45 for position 1, and positive 50 for position 2 with the speed remaining the same. So I went ahead and switched it to that. This is for the DX6. So make an educated decision, what you guys feel is the best on your setup, and go from there. Okay, and we're gonna go back, we're gonna go back. Now we're ready to bind it with our airplane. So now that we've created the model in our transmitter, we've got it set up that way, we need to bind the transmitter to the receiver. There's two ways to do that. You can bind it with safe selected, or you can bind it with safe off. I am going to bind it with safe off. I'll show you both ways real quick. You want to take the included bind plug, and you want to find the extension for the bind port on your receiver. You're going to place the plug into that connection, and then you need a battery. What you're going to do is you're going to connect your battery. You'll see that your receiver will start blinking. It'll make some noises. You'll verify that the orange light's blinking. Now, for safe technology, you would then now want to take this bind plug out before connecting it to your transmitter. I'm going to leave it in because I want to bind it with safe off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my transmitter, and I've already got it on the model that's selected. I'm going to take a few steps away from the airplane. While holding this, I'll turn it on and it will get it bound to the airplane. Okay, and just like that, we are bound and ready to fly. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in and watching this video. Please hit the like button and leave a comment below on what you liked about the video, what you'd like to see in the future. If you have a recommendation on another jet or another RC airplane or something you would like to see, please leave it in the comment section below and subscribe. I'm going to work on getting some more content out to you guys on some builds and some flights. So again, thanks for tuning in today. Have a wonderful day.